You're listening to The Monks.
You're here with the Monks. I'm Heather.
And I'm Josh. And thank you very much for being here.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good time, Heather. Mm-hmm. We're going to have some fun.
I got a text from one of our friends today. Okay. She said she listened to our podcast while she went to the dentist.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm hoping that she put it on the speakers and forced everyone to listen. Yes. But she probably had,
I'm telling everybody,
if
you see a screen or you see a radio or you see anything that you can start this on, start it. Start it on repeat.
Mm-hmm. She said, I hate the dentist. I hate the sound. So I just wanted to listen to something that would make me happy. And I thought that's so sweet.
That is.
I also have a hate of the dentist.
I don't think anybody likes dentists. I hate to say it because we do need them.
Yeah.
But remember when they would say like dentists had the highest rate of suicide of any profession?
Yeah.
And I said, I think it's because we all so callously are like, hate the dentist.
Yeah.
And somehow we take on our profession so much that they go, oh, do they hate me? And I go, I don't hate you. I hate what you do for a living.
I hated one particular dentist I had as an adult. As an adult, I can't even believe I let this happen. I let this person talk me into getting Invisalign. I had braces as a teen. Yeah. I didn't need Invisalign.
You had straight, beautiful teeth.
I don't know why I did that.
I don't know what they did. Your teeth were already straight. I remember thinking that, because Invisalign, not cheap.
Yeah, and very painful.
Right. I was like, okay. But then I was like, I'm not an orthodontist or a dentist.
She wasn't an orthodontist either.
Yeah. I was like, I don't, for all I know, they're seeing a little adjustment that needs to be made or something. Mm-hmm. But what about that dentist, like just a little too pressury?
No, it was one thing specifically. She was doing a cavity or something and she hit a nerve and I was like, and she was like, it's just going to be a little bit longer. I don't want to like stop and put in more Novocaine. So just like kind of just through it. And I absolutely did.
That's crazy.
I don't know why I didn't say, oh no, please, I'll just wait, But
yeah, I'm good. I'm good for time.
I'm good waiting.
I'm good. Mm-hmm. You numb me all the way. I'm telling you, women, you guys have such a freaky tolerance for pain that I think people take it for granted. That you just... Like men don't, like men think, I would work tangentially to medicine, and it's always the guys that can't handle it. It's always like the chest bowed out, like, no, I think I'll be okay. It's like, you won't be okay. You will be a problem. You will be a problem.
Yeah.
It will be a thing all day. It'll be a thing in recovery. It'll be a thing. Women will bite down on their mouthpiece and just be like, oh, that was really bad. Like a raw nerve was being hit. I wish I would have spoke up. Yeah. Wish I would have hit pause. Mm-hmm. So all right, if you had to guesstimate, how long, first off, I think when you say like an exposed nerve is being hit, it's like when people don't understand what a billion is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I go, it's the thing that's whole job is to send signals that you're feeling, right? So somebody's hitting that. It's like that scene in 127 Hours.
Yes.
You're just like,
that's why I cannot watch that scene.
Yeah. How long must it have felt?
It felt like a million years. It felt like a billion years.
Yeah.
It was probably only a few seconds, like longer, maybe 10 seconds or something. But in that situation, that 10 seconds lasted a lifetime.
Isn't that the Einstein quote? Or at least I've heard a quote, something like that's attributed to him, where it's like, a moment with a pretty girl is gone in a flash or something like that. But like a minute at the dentist can feel like forever. I bet it's not exactly dentist related, but let's just pretend that's kind of on the money. It's something like that.
I think it is. Is it dentist related?
Yeah. Well, may I?
Yeah.
Einstein, put your hand on a hot stove for a minute and it seems like an hour. Sit with a pretty girl for an hour and it seems like a minute. That's relativity.
Relativity, yeah.
Yeah. So I made it the dentist.
Same thing, stove dentist.
It is that. It's like, 3 seconds of that nerve being pinged and you're like, no, I've lived 1,000 lives. I've had so much time to regret this, right? Like you're like...
Oh, yeah.
How much were you thinking, like, should have said so? I should have put
my
foot
down. The whole time.
But to your point about not liking
and then it was
her,
over, and then I was like, okay.
Yeah, but to your point, I do think that is... that's a good dentist, a good doctor, a good whatever, provider of healthcare is somebody who they don't ask you to muscle through stuff. You know what I mean? They don't put their needs ahead of yours. That's a her need in front of you type of scenario. Like, I don't want to stop. It's like, well, okay. I'm going to need you to stop. I've had auto mechanics take better care of me than that.
Yeah.
You know, it's, hey man, like that hurts.
Yeah.
Like, pain is no joke, so why not try to help me avoid it? Like, you, in that moment, you know, it would have been great if she would have just taken care of you and not put the onus on you. Sure, there's people that would have been like, absolutely not. You know what I mean? But was she picking up your vibe? Like, oh, she's not going to complain. She's not going to tell me to stop. I do sometimes get the squeaky wheel people.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, because I deal with a lot of squeaky wheels, and sometimes I do extrapolate back. Like, I do see people and kind of go back and I go, I bet this is just a person who, this is the 10th thing that feels this way to them. And 9 times before this, it didn't go their way. So they're going absolutely berserker about like anything, you know?
I don't know if I would, I hope I speak up more now, but
yeah. I do think that's the thing. You get older. It's like, I used to think older people were more complaining and more this. And like I said, I think it's that build up. As you get older, you realize it's more the build up of like, no, in my head, I'm like, this is falling in line with 6 instances in my life, 5 of which definitively were too much of a headache for me, or I wasn't treated correctly or whatever. And I'm trying to get out ahead of it. I'm trying to let you know, like, I do care and I need you to not bang on my nerve.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It hurts so bad.
There's so much about dentistry that's nuts.
I wish I could have screamed. I just was like,
and that's what I mean. I can tell you right now, I would have screamed.
Yeah, you think?
No, probably not. But I would have had that say. I mean, I don't know. I could see you hit a nerve. I don't know that that's not just going to come out a cappella. Like, you know, I'm like, ah!
Well, I think that's how she knew
like,
knew to say, like,
style.
I'll just be a more.
You can say whatever, but it's like if you go like, hey, I'm going to burn you with a cigarette, and you go, what? Ah! You know, it's like, yeah, okay, thanks for the heads up. It hurt. My uncle used to do that, by the way. Like, fun story.
Burn you with a cigarette?
Not burn me with a cigarette.
Okay.
No, thank goodness. Not that dramatic. No, this is funny, or it is funny. He would be smoking a cigarette. And whenever I'd walk up, I'm like, you know, probably 10 to 12 years old. He'd just go Florida Firefly, bang, and just flick it at you. And it just...
It explode on you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Did he pick it back up or he was done?
I want to say just timing of it wise seemed like he was always kind of done with that one, you know? And I'm sure there were tons of times where his brain said I should flick this at him, but it was like a whole cigarette. And he goes, well, that would be wasteful. Like, I'll wait. If he's still around, I'll pop it down his shirt or something like that. But that he didn't do. He didn't pop it down my shirt. He just blasted off your chest. And just, you know, I think it was because of the effect.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, it was always duskish or dark. So it really, like, you know, you're just like a crescendo of just ash and, you know, cherry going everywhere. And even in the moment, I knew it was bullying, but I also was like, he's deadly accurate with this. Because you'd think sometimes you'd be like, bang, oh, dang it. You know, but it was always like, pow, mid-center, you know, just explode all over you. And he'd go.
Solid mass.
And it would light up like a little Florida Firefly. And I said, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I do think they have fireflies other places than just Florida.
Well, we were in Florida.
Okay, so he just was like, but if he was in another state, would he be like...
I think it's the iteration of it. I think it's the...
he just like... Yeah. He added that.
Like, here's an Arkansas Firefly. It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Here's a Florida Firefly. Bang! You know? And I remember he would always give like advice to you afterward. He'd go, now, if anybody's ever messing with you, that's a good move. You know, you act like you're not going to... And then you'd like, bang! Right in the face. And I said, so I'm smoking a cigarette? I'm 12. All right, well, you're going to have to take up smoking. Because you're going to want to be able to have that on the ready. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. He's like doing that. Hold on one sec. What'd you say? You're at a bar. I'm like, I'm 12. You're at a bar. And the guy's like giving you a lip. And you're just like, yeah? Florida Firefly. Bang. And I said, well, if you do it every time, even in my mind, if you do it every time, now it's like, do you think it's a superpower? You're kind of labeling it like web slinger. Like Spider-Man just shot him out. Like he let the web slinging do the talk.
But he started his journey as Spider-Man trying different things, trying catchphrases as he did it.
That's true.
So maybe that's just where your uncle was at that time.
At that time. Later on, he goes, I don't even say Florida Firefly anymore.
Yeah.
Honestly, I believe in it enough You'll get the gist.
They know.
Although I could see him like later on being like, but you get that that's kind of like a firefly though, right?
Yeah, I think the firefly is important, but I don't know if the Florida part is.
Right. It's now you're getting too regional with
Yeah.
it. You know, like somebody in
Take
Connecticut's
this
like,
on-
no, I got it.
Yeah, take this show on the road.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Speaking of dentist stories, in like men being too mean.
God.
When I was a kid, I was obviously scared of the dentist. I'm like 8 years old, 9 years old, something like that. And my mom's like, hey, you know, you got to go to the dentist, get a checkup, get a cleaning. And I remember the whole way there, I was like, and they're not going to pull my teeth or anything, right? And she's like, no. And this is, you know, this is the 90s. So this is like your mom waits in the waiting room reading the highlights and a stranger takes you in the back and works on your teeth.
Yeah.
This isn't going as bad as that setup sounds.
Yeah. Well, for her it is, because she's like, can I get a Us Weekly or a People magazine of highlights?
They go, find the words that are already circled in crayon again. I'm in the chair and the guy's like, yeah, we need to pull your front teeth. And I start wailing. You talk about making noise. I'm making noise. I'm crying. I'm like, no, my mom said that I didn't have to do that. And he goes, you need to shut up. You need to be still. And I said, he said it. And he slaps me in the face and holds me down and pulls my front teeth. And I want to say it affected me. I said that one time to a therapist. I said, I just don't know why I have this medical phobia. And I said, I don't know if it's because the dentist slapped me when I was a kid. And I said it like that. Like, I don't know if it's because water's wet or because, and I just remember she was like, whoa, what? Yeah, that would, like, I don't usually definitively say this is probably what started a thing for you. I feel pretty confident that we may have landed right on it.
Or at least
That's
that
a big
contributed
one. It
big
was.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Because also when I was a kid, because again, 90s kid, I got put on Ritalin. And when you got put on Ritalin, and I was only on it for a short amount of time, but they have to check your blood often because I guess it can do something to your liver or something like that. And oh boy, that was always a thing. That was always running, hiding in bathrooms. Like, I mean, it was I could not. I was actually a pretty well-behaved kid. I was a talker and like mischievous. But if you straight up told me to do something, I was a do-it kid. You know, I was like, all right, I'll do it. That stuff, like whenever that guy did that, it's because I couldn't even try to get on his level of like, this is happening. Like, it was so scary to me that I was just like, I couldn't. And he's like, pop, pop, just gave me 2 quick ones. Tap, tap. I just remember going out and did
you just be quiet? Were you just like,
honestly,
stunned that you were slapped?
I don't really remember. I just remember like it happened.
Yeah.
You know, and then it happened. I think the worst part was like that happened and I didn't come from a hitting household. You know what I mean? Like I didn't get hit at home really. I got hit, I'm sure a little bit spanked here and there, but I wasn't like, the times that I got hit are so few and far between, I can remember them. It was not an occurrence that was like normal. It certainly wasn't something I was used to like a man doing to me. My dad didn't hit out of like anger. You know, I think because of the way my dad was raised, if he was gonna spank, he was like gonna cool down. Like he's not grabbing you in a heat of the moment type of exchange. My dad would tell you to go to your room. Go to your room. Like he's not going to pop off at you in that way. So that really did strike me. Also, it's that thing of like my mom said, like my mom doesn't lie. You know what I mean? Like she really doesn't lie to me like that. And I don't know from her perspective how that must have felt for me to return to that thing shook, missing the teeth. And I mean, I'm absolutely like beside myself. You know what I mean? And it reopens when I get out there because now it's like my safe spaces, right? And I'm like, and I think back and I go, she was like, what? Like, you know, she couldn't even like fully.
Why wouldn't he go get your mom? I mean, that's what
I'm saying.
Like, you know,
as an adult person,
but go get your mom and say, we're going to pull his teeth. And then maybe she would have said no.
We can't today. I know my mom.
Or she would have talked to you.
My mom is a big, like, you have right to consent type person most of the time. You know what I mean?
Most of the time she thinks she can have
like when
consent.
you're a kid, like I'm thinking about those blood draws and it did sometimes get to a point where like I'm kind of being helped there. And I'm sure like if she could have those plays back, she probably would be like, maybe we don't do the blood draw. Maybe I just think big picture, like what's the odds that it's bad right now?
Right.
And maybe, because that in a nutshell, that's kind of my mom's MO. I think she would have said, it's not that we're not going to do the teeth. It's that he has the right to kind of like be able to process it a little bit. And I did flat out tell him that it was. It may have been even different in the moment had she not explicitly said like, no, he's definitely not. It's just this. Because I'm sure she was like, I really truly meant that. I certainly didn't mean to put you in a room and have that be the way that something like that would go down.
Absolutely.
So I even feel bad for her in that moment, because it's one that, like you talked about the nerve thing. I think she was like, I don't know how to handle this. I don't know what to do. This is one of the things whenever I talk to my friends who came from money, that if I told them that story, they can't comprehend it. That would have been like a stop the record, like we're calling the police. We're talking to an attorney at some point. You know what I mean? Like their kids don't get held down and slapped.
What's funny is I can imagine in real life the kind of situation where the police are called and they go, it's the dentist.
100%.
Of course he pulled his teeth. Of course he didn't want him to pull his teeth.
100%.
You know, they're not going to help you.
I think the only thing that may have even hit back then with a cop is like, you slapped him? All of a sudden, then rules changed for me. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, now I have all these awkward doctor's appointments throughout my life because my mom's like, no, I'll be present. You know what I mean? Like, I remember, like, here's a funny story, like, medical story.
Okay.
I'm like 11 or 12, and I have what appears to be a urinary tract infection. So I'm in the room, and of course, the doctor's like, well, we're going to check out your piece. You know, we got to take a gander at this thing, see what's going on. I have a sneaking suspicion that's what we're dealing with, but obviously we need to like get a urinalysis. I need to take a look at his unit. And then, you know, my mom is like, I'm like, yeah, she's going to step out. So she steps out, and I'll never forget, because I'm like 11, I think. Okay. And this is a grown man about to do the job that he went to medical school for. And he has in no way done anything that seems like it is. He didn't call it a unit. You know, he said the appropriate things. And I stopped him and I said, I just want you to know. And I said this verbatim, I'll never forget. I said, for the record, I'm uncomfortable. Okay. And he said, he backed way up, and he goes, do you want to get your mom in here? And I said, that ain't going to make me more comfortable. And he said, I need you to tell me that you're completely comfortable and understand that this is a medical examination. I said, of course it is. I understand that. I just don't like doing it. And he goes, right. Nobody ever says that. And now as a grown-up, I go, this guy goes, what is this? I'm not doing anything.
Candid camera.
Yeah, what?
Like some sort of malpractice trick.
It's like a button cam on him. He goes, dude, what is this? But he was like, wait a minute. And I said, I've always, like when I was a kid, I did kind of talk a little different than kids sometimes. And I just think about that phrasing and I go, that does sound insane. Like if you're a doctor, you go, what? That's nuts. I take no pleasure in this. I remember I was like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like, this is awkward. Okay. So, and then the worst part is, so we had that exchange and he goes, okay, yeah, it's definitely a urinary tract infection. Do you know what it is? I'd be like, I've been taking a ton of bubble baths. And he goes, what? And I go, I've been taking just a ton of bubble baths. It was summer. I was just relaxing.
We heard about the baths.
Yeah, just been in those baths a lot. Just bubble bath. But I had some bubble bath, and I was just having. You know, I've always been a leisure boy. Like I'm just reading my Goosebumps. Like I'll be Old Town, Halloween Town, huh? Interesting.
So every place that we live in, you're always hoping there's going to be some really nice tub for you to soak in.
We haven't had a nice tub in forever. To the point that like we're going like to Florida for a wedding, and I said, I hope the hotel has a tub. That'd be cool. Mm-hmm. They never do anymore. Even they do walk-ins now because they go, who needs a tub? What are you going to wash a dog? And I go, I was going to do a bubble bath. That dentist story, and then I think about that doctor, and I go, that doctor's catching me going, hold on, I'm setting boundaries now. Yeah. Like we don't just do whatever we want to do. Like I get a say, you know? And I think about that with people whenever they're a little bit squeaky wheel. I go, yeah, you have a series of things and you kind of, you know, it's like all things. You can't help but take a little bit of the past interaction into it.
Absolutely.
That's a thing you have to really fight to not do. So the guy, you know, who's checking out my urinary tract infection, he's getting a lot of that. You're not going to hold me down. Probably because if you think about it, I go, the last guy that I didn't want to do a thing held it down and ripped it out. Yeah. I'm keeping it. Yeah. I'm keeping it. You're not going to snatch it off. We need to get his mom back in here. Nobody's snatching anything anywhere. We need to get his mom back in here. She can stand facing the corner or something. We all openly go, I hate the dentist, right? Doctors are revered. even though we're scared of them and stuff because like what the news they tell us, the things they have to do to save us. But it is a revered profession. Obviously, some of the luster, unfortunately, has been taken off of it by some. But to me, it's still a very high status. Like you go, there's a level of dedication just to be here. And I think at its core, there's something very like truly amazing about the like do no harm nature of being a doctor. And that's like why you go through medical school, you become a plastic surgeon. No, I'm kidding. There's a place for that though too. But I do think there's something amazing about that. And dentistry is over here going like, man, people openly just don't like us. And then you think about like medical insurance. They go, we'll cover everything but the teeth.
It's crazy, right? And the eyes. And the eyes.
That is insane. That's two vital things. You know what I mean? To me, toes. They should be like, we don't do toes.
Yeah.
Because what do they tell you the second you go, I think I broke my toe? Every doctor will go, are you sure you even want to do the x-ray? Because there's nothing we can do. If it's absolutely, I mean like
well, that's
brutally,
why they don't have a specific doctor for that. They go, there's nothing we can do.
The guy who's in school, nobody's going like, oh, I really want it. You think there's one kid in school right now who goes, I'm going to be somebody who makes toes really go.
Yeah.
You know, because there was somebody who like was like the first person who's like, I'm going to augment a breast. I know I can do this. Like this kid's just sitting there going like, I'm going to get these toes right.
I think breasts had a little bit more going for them than toes to start at the baseline.
All these foot pick things. This kid goes, okay, but toes are where it really.
I mean,
comes
he
into
should.
play.
He should definitely
follow your foot.
Yeah, trudge along. Go on.
Fix those things.
Yeah,
fix those.
I got weird toes. Like my second toe is longer than my big toe.
I think everybody's got kind of weird toes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are certain things I go, when people go, oh, they got really nice toes. I go, for toes. You know what I mean?
What's it matter if you don't? I mean, not
it's
really looking down there.
It's a foot. I mean, I think like within reason, like I don't think you should be walking around with trench foot. I don't think you should just be like, yeah, I don't care at all. I don't even wash them. Because I know some people braggadociously go, the soap runs down there. I go, you can give them a scrub. Yeah. You can give them a scrub. You can throw it up on that bar, give it a little scrub. I do. I get in between the toesies. I go, yeah, if we're doing it, let's do it. Taking them for a ride. I'm still that same bubble bath boy. I go, everything gets bubbles. Everything gets bubbles here. I'd sit in that bathtub too, the bubble bath. I'd sit in there till it went cold, flat.
I always thought baths got cold pretty quickly.
Smoking hot.
I wouldn't get in until it was like lukewarm.
I'd get in on
and I'd be like, oh, it's pretty cold.
Yeah, I'm the opposite of an ice bather. I go,
You turn all red.
I'd get in a bath that was so hot that you're turning your bits. You go, hold on, they're going to go in last. I'm going to get them in last. Goosebumps.
You want a hot tub. And I want a hot tub too, but I want a hot tub that is also not hot. Yeah. I don't want it to be cold. I just don't want it to be hot.
You want a warm tub.
Sometimes or slightly above room temp. If it's summertime, even maybe room temp or slightly below. There is no summertime here. I know here there isn't.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's here, I feel like you could go hot tub. Honestly, the Bay Area has made me really want a hot tub more than I ever have ever. Because before I was like, oh yeah, if it was like attached to your pool, I think that anywhere where it's naturally like hotter, that's what I would always think. Like if it's a part of a pool, I don't need it to be a standalone thing. Here, I'm like, I almost just need the hot tub. Like I'd love to get one of those beautiful like wooden Japanese style hot tubs.
Yeah.
Heck, I wish that one day my life will get to the point that I hope it's heading toward, where I could even have the real version where you literally start like a little fire. It's what heats. You know, I
don't want to do that.
I like little rituals like that. I'm like, that's like a relaxing thing. You get the whole thing going. 4 days later, you hop in the tub.
I know. I just want to turn in.
No, this is going to be good. This is going to be good.
I don't like to pre-plan my hot tub excursions that far in advance.
That's fair. That's like whenever I see people do French press, I'm always so impressed with the patience. I want my coffee. When I wake up, the first thing I do is I start coffee. And we just do 10-cup drip type coffee pot, old school. And I always have the same thought. Man, I wish I would just spend the extra $12 for the one that has a clock on it so I could just have this start 15 minutes before I wake up. That's how fast I want my coffee. But I love the look and the pageantry of a French press coffee.
Yeah.
I go, oh my, to the point that when I saw it, I said, I wonder if I could just make my
Is
old
that the
popper
same
coffee.
as pour over, or is that different?
I think that's different, actually. Yeah, I think that's different. Pour over is another one that I'd say that maybe is even more.
I think that's a long time. Yeah.
And I could be wrong. I'm not that much of a coffee snob. We just are Folgers people. Mm-hmm. Right? That's even our shorthand for like whenever you see a perfect vignette of like a beautiful family just enjoying each other. We go, oh, that's like a Folgers family.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with Folgers families.
Yeah.
I love seeing them.
I saw one today. I was leaving the grocery store to head to Panda Express to buy Panda Express for dinner because I was like, I gotta stay
because we're eating dinner.
but I'll run to Panda. And I had seen this family in the store. So it's dad, 3 daughters. Each daughter is probably 10 to like 7. Like they're really all around the same age. They're all dressed super fun. They have their pads on. One's on a scooter. One's literally rollerblading through the store.
Aw,
Another
cute.
one's on a skateboard, and he's pushing the buggy of groceries, and they're just bopping down the street. And I thought, yeah, that's a Folgers family, man. You know what I mean? And it was truly, I mean, it was like a magical moment too, because it's like golden hour. Everything in the city looks beautiful. And I was like, I love seeing those moments because I go, dude, this is like getting to watch somebody give their kid a core memory. Like I'm like, you know, you could, there's a more efficient way to go get groceries, but instead it's like a fun thing that your dad took you to do. And they were just having a blast. And I was like, that's also too like the realness of like, how do you multitask this world in a way that doesn't shortchange your kids? And I thought, kudos to you. Like you got to get the stupid mundane crap done, but at least you're doing it in like a super fun way for your girls. Like I was like, that's a 10 out of 10, dude.
Yeah.
That's Folgers, baby.
You think doctors are more revered than dentists, but I've had a couple that I'm like, okay, I don't know about that. I had one that I had gallstones. I went to the emergency room and they figured out it was gallstones. They said, we're going to remove your gallbladder. And then the surgeon came in and he said, oh, I can't find a babysitter for a few days. So you're going to have to wait here.
In the hospital. And at that time, uninsured because we were so young and my job did not offer, it was commission only sales. No benefits, like nothing. And you talk about learning from past things. Now I would have said, there's no way that she's going to stay here 3 extra nights and we're going to pay for that stay because you can't find childcare.
He's the only surgeon in the hospital. That was the thing I didn't say.
Let's get this going.
Crazy.
That is insane.
To say that too, not to think of something else like.
Yeah, I guess at least we know he's an honest person.
I guess.
He goes, hey. I should have been like, well, could they come up here and sit in the lobby and like we have her family here, they could just keep an eye on them.
Yeah, they're pretty
Since
good
we're
babysitters.
just doing stupid stuff that shouldn't be intermingling with this decision at all, are we open to that? She's got a whole bunch of moms and aunts out here because that's when you're so young that even a gallbladder, the whole family showed up. How crazy is it? Isn't it messed up? It's like people have definitely and definitively had more serious surgery since then, but they've aged out where they go, yeah, are they doing okay? They just get the text. You hit a certain age, like when you hit grandmother's age, you're like, everything go good?
Oh, no, not my grandmother. When she broke her hip, we were all there. When she broke her ankle, we were all there.
That's true.
When she had anything, we were all there.
Gramsy, she pulls the huddle. She pulled the whole huddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I heard a story from a doc that I worked with. And he's like, I'm in surgery doing, this current surgery, and a nurse pops in and is like, hey, I need you on the floor like immediately. And he's like, so, the other doctor's like, cool, scrub out, take off. And he's like, she's like running down the hall. So I'm running down the hall. He's like, previously, about 3 days before this, we had this surgery where the patient had been opened up. We went in, we had to do some stuff, something in the intestines or something like that. But anyway, he's like, we had to go in. It was a pretty big surgery, and he had been on painkillers for 3 days, like opiate level painkillers to manage it. And he's like, as I'm running there, she's like, yeah, he's in the bathroom. And he goes, it's not unusual. They get constipated on these opiates and stuff. So he's like, I can't believe she's like pulling me out for this. And he goes, I turned the corner, and this guy is screaming his head off. He's like, I hear it as we're approaching. He's screaming his head off. And he's like, the type of scream is like, wow, what's happening? And he's like, I turned the corner and it looks like a human jack-o'-lantern. he pushed so hard because of the constipation that he blew his stitches out, and his innards or outards, and I said, what'd you do? And literally, for lack of a better term, he's almost like, we put him on the ground, almost like a pumpkin, and just kind of start, kind of gaggling up. And I said, you can't just put it back in. He goes, well, you kind of do, because really what you do to avoid because I was like, do you scrub it?
Yeah, what do you wash it? Do you wash them?
Like hand sandy, like, you're going to be okay.
He's like,
you're going to be all right.
Dude, that's burning.
Sorry. While I'm in here, I'm gonna go ahead and get you, bud. I'm gonna go ahead and get you. No, not that. I'm gonna work the stuff out for you. I'm gonna go ahead and work that out. Let's get you. There you go. Oh God. Okay. And then we're gonna just clean it up. No. So they get it, and I was like, what do you do? How, is he forever changed? And he goes, oh no. Like, that's the funniest thing about, honestly, working with doctors has helped my medical phobia.
Oh,
because
that's good.
It really has. It's still there. It's always going to be a thing. But seeing kind of the confidence that they'll have, and sometimes, and I mean this in a positive way, like kind of the nonchalance, because as a layperson, you go, he'll never be right. You'll never be able to get these back in correctly.
Yeah, how can you maneuver them back to get them in proper place?
You'll never get them clean. He's going to constantly have infection. And he's like, nope, you just, but you are just, I think it's saline, I believe. Like, sterile saline. I mean, just forever. You're just flushing.
Before you push them back in? Or
yes. Like, you put them in, but you flush. You got to flush because you got to get any bacteria out of there. Yeah. You just got to flush
and
it like
he's
crazy.
Just open on the toilet while this is happening?
No.
Okay.
He's been taken back. He's been put back under.
Okay.
Been put back together, And he was
scarecrow style, like, just stuffing it in there.
He was like, no, he's fine. He's like, those are the craziest things about like medicine. When I've talked to enough doctors over the years where I'm like, a story like that, and it's like, oh yeah, that guy's fine. Mm-hmm. And then a story that you think, oh, that sounds pretty benign. And they go, didn't make it. All I could think when he was telling me this is I'm me. If I'm me, I go, I'm forever changed as well. Sorry, it was a shared room. Obviously, I heard the commotion, and I certainly wish I would have kept the curtain drawn, but I did pop it back, and I cannot tell you when I say I'm never going to not think about this. Like, I'll never not think about this ever. Every single day, I'm going to think about this. Like, I'm going to tell people this story for the rest of my life. Oh. I don't think shared rooms should be a thing. Hospital shared rooms really shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, no.
There's so many reasons that real talk, it shouldn't be a shared room. And one is a guy who burst his seams on a toilet. I just go, that's the most visceral thing I could imagine.
Yeah.
I go, Rob Zombie sees that and goes, good God. Okay. Wow. Okay. Sorry. Jeez Louise, dude. I'm going to need a second. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I did make House of 1,000 Corpses. How you doing? I didn't think it was going to be that. I don't know what I thought it was going to be when he said, help, my insides are out, I'm on the toilet. I mean, he said exactly what it was. But boy, howdy, when I looked over there, I just thought his insides are on the out and he's on the toilet.
Rob Zombie has said in this little thing, geez Louise.
Why wouldn't he?
Boy, howdy.
What do you think he's going to be like? Yeah, I am the one. Baby,
I just don't think he would say boy, howdy.
He might. Yeah, he's just like, oh, shucks, guys. Like, this guy's... Also, I think if Rob Zombie ever saw that clip, first off, wow, thank you. Thanks for taking the time. He goes, yeah, I need a palate cleanser every once in a while. Oh, my God. But just the fact that he goes, I wouldn't be in a shared room.
That's true. He says, I have a concierge doctor.
Yeah, I have means. I'm not going to... If anybody's busting on a toilet, it's just going to be me. I'm not going to be watching the stranger do it. Can you even imagine, and how they send those things? What, rate your stay. It's like, well, I was having a pretty good stay.
I was having a good stay. Yeah, I was ill, but I was fine.
Yeah, but they were bringing applesauce, when I asked for, and then my neighbor burst. And that I didn't like. And then also only one bathroom. So I'm sitting there going, I gotta go, and it's like, it's a to-do. It was a to-do. I wish I could say that it wasn't, but it was a to-do. So, and then I'm just thinking, like, was it something he ate?
Did he get it here?
Did he get it here? I kept eating scallops. Remember when you said your favorite thing to get when you volunteered as a kid at the hospital was scallops from a hospital cafeteria? That's one where they go, hey, but if we make it too much more obvious, they're going to know we're trying to put them here. They're like, that's food poisoning waiting to happen, baby. Scallops, and you said they were good. They were good. That's crazy. I'm so uncomfortable in hospital environments. It's crazy. I've spent so much time in hospitals, waiting rooms and stuff with family. When I'm at the doctor and they're doing the family history thing, and I'm just like, yep, oh yeah, yep.
You just put a line.
Oh yeah, I just go all bad. But I always think, yeah, man, my family went to the hospital so much that like we had multitudes of those milliliter cups. Like my dad's tea glass was a hospital milliliter cup. You know what I mean? Like some families, I remember when I was a kid, some families would go on trips. And now looking back, I go, they weren't like going to the Four Seasons, but they'd come back and they'd have like Holiday Inn shampoos and little things that they would take from their travels. And I would look around my house and it'd be like the thing that you're supposed to throw up in is just holding change. And a milliliter cup is, and I go, yeah, I mean, we do stay over places, but I guess it's not as nice, but
more expensive though.
Very much, and so expensive. In fact, that my people go get the cup. They're going to charge you for the cup. They're going to charge you for the cup. Get the thing. You didn't throw up in that. You didn't throw up in it, but they're going to get the cup. Did you pee in this one or no? No. Oh, no. All right, we take that.
Take the socks.
Take the sock. Everybody wants those socks.
Oh yeah.
If you are with a frequent flying family in the hospital system, you'll start to just call and go, hey, if you can get a pair of those socks. They go, oh, I got you. Yeah, I'll get some of those grip socks. Nobody's slipping in my household. Not one person. One, we don't got wood floors. Two, we got grippy socks. But we got milliliters out the wazoo. Like my family would be like, tell you exactly how much liquid they had in a day. That was the thing that would always crack me up. Just my dad would be like, yeah, man, I'm drinking my liquids. Like I drank I don't know, 360 milliliters of liquid. And I'm like, what? So much liquid talk. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying, sorry, I'm talking your ear off, but yeah, pretty extensive family history, I guess. You could put me down pretty extensive. Mostly cups from hospital. Sometimes first name basis with an ambulance driver. Can I put that down? Just like didn't want to drive at night, took ambulance. Stuff like that. We're pretty comfortable with it. I think that's why whenever it comes up for me, I'm like, it's so weird, but I will do anything my doctor asked me to do. He told me to cut down red meat. First time I got the red meat talk, the new doc to me at the time, and they're asking the questions. Blood work is good, but like the bad cholesterol is high normal, not even bad. And I just remember he was like, how much red meat do you eat in a normal week? And I was like, normal week? Well, I was like, I eat 6 steaks a week, and then I'll probably have a couple of burgers. And I was like, is pork red meat? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay.
I thought that wasn't red meat.
It is red meat. And I was like, oh, we're not seeing. Yeah. We didn't know. We're doing it solely based on the color. we didn't know you could trick us like that. So pork is red meat. Processed meat, I go, yeah. I do that. And he goes, is there any chance you could just cut that back? And I said, yeah, how much? I was like, you tell me a number, I'll do it. And I probably eat red meat maybe 5 times a month now. You know what I mean? I'll do whatever it takes not to be sitting on a toilet busting at the seams at some point. I'll try to do everything I can to make sure that I'm not some story some guy's talking about with his wife on a podcast where they go, yeah, he just tried so hard he popped his eyes straight out or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like the problem is, even as he was telling me that with my headspace, I was like, one, the storyteller in me, the enjoyer of stories, I was like, this is a great story, man. Really enjoyed it. 2, I said, this will haunt me forever. I will never not remember this story.
Yeah.
From now on, forever and ever and always, if somebody ever says, Josh, you have to have a surgery, I'm going to go, what if you get so backed up that you pop yourself wide open? To the point that I know they're going to be like, you got to go to the bathroom. I go, I'm not forcing anything. This has to just fall out of me.
Yeah, you won't. You'll kind of like be afraid to take the pain medicine, I think.
I already am afraid to take pain medicine.
When you told me this story that day that he told it to you, you came home and told it.
Yeah.
And all I could think is he just putting dirty guts back in? Is he washing
I went back
these?
On your request and I asked, I said, hey, what are you doing there? You just slapping those things back in or what? And he goes, well, yeah, but no. He goes, no. I said, what are you doing? You cleaning them? He's like, no, what? He goes, not like that. He's like, no. And medicine, he's like, it really is just like you flood it out.
While they're on the outside, you wash them, or you put them in and then you
flood everything. He's like, you flush it and flush it and flush. There was some saying, I wish I could remember the saying because there's some rhymey thing about flushing it to like prevent disease or
doesn't it feel like, and I don't know how bodies work, but once they're in,
dude,
all the dirt could just flow all over your body.
You know what else? Like instantly, what I think too, and this is again like why it's good to talk to somebody whose brain isn't like a layperson. They're like, no, we've done the work and the research, like we know. Because I was like, oh man, but we've all taken a tent out of the bag. I go, that dude ain't ever right. That dude's like every time he eats, he's like, oh, come on. You know what I mean? Because I go, it's bad.
We have an air mattress that I have never gotten it folded
we
back
have an air
to the
mattress
bag.
we set on a box that once fit in that just goes around like a pedestal for it. I go, it won't go in there. I don't know why we keep taking it. But that's all I could think. I said, this guy is forever. They're like, yeah, it's in there, but it ain't in there the way it was in there. When you first take those things out, you go, oh yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. And then you go to pack it back up, but a day later.
You don't realize like this fold used to be this fold.
Yep. And this thing's not all busted. It's not like some 60-year-old body that's already got lumps and bumps all over it. This is a tent that just came fresh out the bag. You can't ever get it back in it. So I'm like, there ain't no way. There ain't no way. At some point, somebody was going, come on. It's like trying to shut a trunk. It's like, all right, I'm going to.
Oh, yeah, like a suitcase.
Yeah,
like someone's sitting on him and he's like trying to sew it up. Like, this will be fine.
All right, hold your finger there. It's something. Because how could it not be? But he was just so like, no, man, it's fine. I was like, was he good? He goes, I didn't go live the rest of his life, but he definitely went home fine. And I said, well, yeah, that makes sense. You're not going to like check in on him daily. It's like, yeah, he's good. He goes, now you work at the hospital long enough, like, trust me, if there was an issue, you'd see him again. And I was like, yeah, I guess that's. So in a way, it does kind of.
Would you
help
remember
me.
His face? Because I think you would
I bet
never
you'd remember.
You would never look up at his face. You're only looking at those guts.
I just feel like you'd never forget probably the whole.
Yeah, maybe you're like.
Yeah.
The face is like.
Yeah, because he's like, and I do agree with this. Like, hearing a man scream, yeah,
because we know if it was a woman, she'd be like, ow.
If it was a woman, she'd be like, I'm so sorry.
Ow.
I'm so sorry.
The doctor asked me if I could just wait a little bit longer till he was
silly.
He was out of surgery.
I'm just going to lie down and kind of hold it here. I'm being so silly. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. I am sorry for the mess. I don't know why dentists don't get, because dentists do a lot. Like if you don't take care of your teeth, it can lead to your demise. Like it is an important thing. It's kind of like that should also be included in our insurance because of that reason. I do think that's weird that they go, yeah, it can lead to like brain issues and heart attacks. Just kind of like, do your best. Insurance is so weird in general. I don't want to get down to insurance, but it's like, I honest to goodness cannot make heads or tails of it. I have no idea what I ever owe. It's literally just like you just go like, I hope. If I need it bad enough, I guess we'll do it. And then I'll hope it doesn't bankrupt me. I called 6 times before accepting the insurance company's answer because they're always like, oh yeah, just call somebody else. Like just call this and just do that. And you talk to the person who's going to provide you the service. And they go, oh yeah, just call them and just make sure. Should be. Is that not what every doctor's office says? Oh yeah, we do accept Blue Cross. Just call them though, just to make sure that we're in network. We do accept it and we are network. Make sure we're in network though. You know what I mean? And I go, what? And they go, we're in the network. I don't want you to walk away from this interaction thinking we're not in the network because that would be silly. What I want you to do though, is I want you to reach out through several channels within your insurance company I want you to read a little fine print on your card if you can. And I just want you to ask them if we are still in network. And then I'd like you to ask them.
Yeah, because then they say things like it changes every 3 months.
Yep.
And I'm like, well.
I go, well, has it changed recently? And they go, no. You shook your head yes while you said no, which is why you want to call. And then you call them and they go, hey, here's an exciting tonality to the way I'm having this conversation. It's like I'm just hearing about what insurance is the first time as well with you. Okay? It's like I kind of think that I know, but I don't know. And then you want to just ask them one final time if we are still in network with them as well. And I go, what?
And then on day of, make sure you call and ask.
Yeah. Because what if it was the 3 month and then you're...
Yeah.
I actually, you know what's so funny? I made it. They said, when's your appointment going to be? And I said, oh, I don't know. They haven't told me their availability. They said to call and make sure that they were still in network for you. And they go, well, it changes every 3 months. That's how I learned the 3 month thing, because they said, well, but if you set it too far out, it could be outside. And I said, what is happening? Mm-hmm. You better believe when I get whatever I'm getting, I'm taking some. I instantly turned back into a monk. I said, I am taking the cup. It's a doctor's appointment. I'm taking something. Give me a tongue depressor.
Give me this poster off the wall.
Yeah. Give me the tongue depressor. Give me the cuff. Give me the cuff. The throwaway cuff. I go, I do want it. I'm going to blow it up. I'll blow on it. I do want the cuff. Thank you. I want it all. I want the little, no. I want the ear thing that went in the ear. Don't pop it in the trash. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, because I paid for it. That's why, because I paid for it. Anything here that is free, I want it. And can I get some no-slip socks for the road? They should sell those no-slip socks. They probably do, right? I'm
sure they do.
Yeah.
I'm sure they sell nicer ones.
That's true. They probably sell them to people who are at a genuine fall risk. Not just a 9-year-old kid who's like, ooh.
Any more thoughts, feelings, jokes?
No.
No? I love you.
I love you too.
We didn't hit record. We didn't hit record.